Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. Yes, we have full moon in Leo, January 28th at, double check the time, 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York time, or Charlotte time. So we have a full moon in Leo on Thursday. Now, Leo is associated with the lion, right? And when I think of the lion, I think of Pride Rock from the Lion King, because Leos have that major sense of pride, right? It's like they're associated with the peacock, they're associated with the lion. Both of those animals are associated with the ego. So, no offense meant towards Leos whatsoever. I love y'all, you know that. But a lot of people are going to be feeling a little bit uncomfortable around this particular full moon. Now, if you are an Aries, a Leo, a Sag, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, you may be enjoying this full moon. It may go okay for you. You might be able to breeze right through it. As long as you don't get caught up in Mercury retrograde energy that's coming about, you should be just fine. You'll be able to move through that full moon easier. But for those of us that are water signs, we are gonna feel like our spirit is being fizzled out, right? Because fire kind of makes water disappear, does it not? It makes us boil, so we get angry really, really quick. Water gets bold, get angry really quick. So water signs expect anger, frustration. Expect to, blast out at somebody, especially if you've been adversely affected by Mercury retrograde. You may be very easily triggered beginning tomorrow through next week, next Tuesday, or next Monday. Tuesday should be better. The 2nd should be better. But you may find yourself extremely triggered, having emotional outbursts. Same with earth signs, earth and water. Y'all might be having some emotional outbursts. It might be a little bit difficult. You might say some things you regret, especially with Mercury retrograde. It may be a very difficult time. So be aware of that. As the moon is at its strongest. And so we're talking about that dark period right before it's completely full, as well as a few days after. So, you need to be aware of that. Some people are adversely affected by full moons with regards to sleep. Some people find that they need more sleep. They become exhausted, which then adds to more frustration, right? So you may find yourself sleeping a lot. It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly normal. And full moons also increase your libido. So your sex drive might be through the roof. So just be aware of that as well. When we're looking at a full moon in Leo, full moons in general are a time for us to look at things through different eyes, right? It's a time for us to forgive people for the things that have happened in our life, the things that they have said to us or we have said to them, to forgive ourselves, or things that have been done, etc. The theme is forgiveness, and the theme is also gratitude. To be grateful for their presence in your life, to be grateful for the things that you have, to be grateful for the fact that we're here in 2021 and we made it through the dreadful year last year. And if there's been somebody who's helped you to get through that energy, it's a good time to focus on that gratitude as well. Now, the full moon in Leo, because Leo is so centered around pride and ego and competition and having a need to win, there may be a lot of arguments involving personalities that are awfully strong, because somebody has to win, right? Somebody has to win and be seen as the victor of whatever situation it might be, whether it's work, whether it's personal, whatever. And so it's a time when what we really should be doing is taking this full moon energy and saying, all right, in what way have I been maybe too much in the ego, right? Have I treated somebody in a way where my ego got in the way? Where I felt like, you know, that ego had been bruised and I acted out? Or, you know, I felt that there was some particular situation where maybe I wasn't treating subordinates well, or I wasn't treating somebody well, all because of pride, right? All because the ego was involved in some way. And so it's a time when we should be kind of asking ourselves some of those questions, because the full moon gives us an opportunity to make change in our behavior, in our communication, in the way we live our lives. And so you can make that change at the full moon and prepare yourself for the next new moon, which the next new moon is, let me let you know, I believe it's February 11th. I've got some astrological forecasts that'll be coming up for sale in the next couple days for the month of February. And it's February the 11th. Yes, in the sign of Aquarius. So we just talked about Aquarius with Mercury. If you have not watched the Mercury retrograde video, do be sure to cue it up and get ready to hop over to that video as soon as you're done here. The new moon will be at 2:05 on February the 11th. And so if you prepare now and release some of the things that perhaps may be blocking your movement because of a need for notoriety or a need to be seen in some sort of, you know, regard that perhaps really isn't all that important in life, you know. If you can look at those things and make those adjustments, then when the new moon comes up in the sign of Aquarius, then you have an opportunity to bring in something fresh and new. So it's really, really important to look at that. Now, this full moon, like I said, it's going to cause some issues. So you need to be aware of that. Full moons sometimes bring endings, but they also can bring new beginnings. So if you have something that happens and it's adverse and you were not expecting it, know that you have an opportunity to adjust and fix it, or you have an opportunity to say, okay, I can't fix this, so I'm going to have a new beginning. And that new beginning will be later in February. So for the full moon in Leo, obviously that's going to be in your first house. There's going to be a strong focus on your image. The very thing that we were talking about. You might end up buying some new clothes, changing up your hair, changing up your wardrobe in some way. Something regarding the way you are viewed and perceived by others will be going through a change. Leo, let's see who's before you. Cancer, this will be in your second house. So it'll be related to movable goods. It'll also be related to your money. As I noted in the Mercury retrograde video, and if you have not seen that, Cancer, I highly recommend you do so. I recommend not to sign any contracts during the time of Mercury retrograde. You need to wait until after it goes direct, and preferably after the post-shadow period as well. But if you're considering buying, making a big purchase like a car or something of that nature, it may not be the best time to do so. But do keep an eye on your finances though, because something may occur related to finances that may be adverse, so be aware. Under Cancer, we have Gemini. This will be in your third house. You're fine there. You'll be happy. Don't you worry about it. You got it covered. You rule that house. No problems for you whatsoever. Taurus, this will be in your fourth house, your house of home. Something may change in your home environment. Something may change in your family environment as well, because fourth house is also about family. So there may be something that occurs within your family dynamic that you need to be aware of. Consider your interactions with your family members and try to make modifications so that you can be on a level playing field, because you'll need to be on a level playing field in order to move forward in a positive way. Aries, that will be in your fifth house, house of fun, creativity, and romance. So it looks like you're in for a good time. So Aries, have fun, choose wisely, be careful of Mercury retrograde rose-colored glasses, but have a good time. Pisces. This is in your 6th house. 6th house. Let me make sure. Hold on. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Yes, 6th house. So in your 6th house, Pisces, it might be a good time to go on a diet. I'm game. Who needs an accountability partner? I've already been losing weight, so I've already done that. But other Pisces, it might be a good time to start a diet, start a new health routine. Pisces, if you deal with a health issue that might be adversely affected by planetary movements or by weather, you may run across some issues with that as well over the full moon period. So be aware, you may have some aches and pains. Try to breeze on through them. Pisces, it's also a good time for you to take a look at your daily routine for work as well as for your health and your personal goals. Take a look at those routines and see what needs to go and what can stay. And then Aquarius, this will be in your 7th house. So Aquarius, you have an opportunity to enrich your relationships. You also may run into an ending of a relationship. So be aware of that. The energy of the full moon can sometimes bring arguments. So if you are involved with a romantic partner, be aware it could involve some arguments. This can also affect your relations with people in general. So just consider how you're interacting with them. Try to set any stubborn Aquarian energy aside for just a little bit so you can breeze on through that full moon, okay? Capricorn, 8th house. I don't like the full moon energy when it's in your 8th house. Capricorn, there's very likely going to be a big ending. Something is going to shift, and it may be completely out of your control. The 8th house is the house of death, burial, resurrection. It's also the house of shared finances. It's the house of sex. Your libido is going to be high because of the full moon, and there will be a focus on potential endings. So with that full moon energy, just know an ending could occur. Something could happen completely out of your control, and you're going to need to roll with it. Capricorn, a full moon in a fire sign, it's going to be a little bit rough on you. So do your absolute best to roll through it. Sagittarius, 9th house, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be happy as a lark here. Don't you worry about it. You'll be thinking about travel. You'll be thinking about humanitarian stuff. You'll be thinking about philosophy, education, all that good stuff. You're going to be just fine. No problem for you. Easy peasy. Let's see. Scorpio, 10th house. Work, and more work. You'll be focused on your reputation, focused on your career direction, focused on whether or not you're in the right career. Do you need to make a change? That sort of thing. You'll also be taking a look, if you're a business owner, you might be trying to see, okay, what works, what doesn't work, what needs to go, what needs to stay. There'll be a strong focus on that. You may also have a little bit of a career snafu because of the full moon and also the Mercury retrograde energies. You're going to have to do your best to roll on through it. And Libra, 11th house. So Libra, for you, it's the house of friendships, which is so interesting because with Mercury retrograde, that's your house. It was in your house of, if I'm not mistaken, your house of relationships, I believe. And so this is really cool for you, Libra, because you have this wonderful opportunity to connect with friends, connect with loved ones, connect with new romantic partners, that sort of thing, and try to enrich those relationships. Because it's in a fire sign, you'll breeze through it really well. No worries for you. And Virgo, last but not least, this full moon is occurring in your 12th house. So for the next couple weeks, you may kind of disconnect from the world, kind of going into your own form of hermit mode. That's okay. It's better to have a focus on spirituality during that time to prepare you for the new moon. Maybe taking a look and seeing, what sort of habits need to go, what sort of things need to change with regards to your belief system, with regards to how you're carrying out those beliefs. and just take some solitary time to prepare for the upcoming month. All right, that's what I have for you guys for the full moon in Leo. Full moon in Leo. Love and light to y'all. Big hug from Kimmy. Kiss, kiss. Mwah. I'll see you soon.